It's about to get live. We keep it pretty level, no surprise. Come and listen to the topics busted. Yeah, check out our discussion. Keith Norris and D2K. K-Bump 20 on the MIC. Jet Eye Night all the way in Germany. Leveled head, you know who that boy be. What they say, live and level, live and level. We on the MIC, live and level, live and level. We just talking them games, live and level, live and level. Take a seat and listen up, man. Live and level, live and level. What's up, what's up, what's up, people? This is your boy Levelhead back with another Live and Level Gamers podcast. We are here. We are ready to go. We are ready to make things happen. I hope y'all don't hear me double time, because I hear me double time, but I love hearing myself in double time. What's up, fellas? What's up, people?
What's going on?
Nothing much, nothing much.
What's up, what's up? I forgot I was muted.
Hey, turn your mic a little hot, Keith. You on the hot side.
Hot side of me. I'll pull back. How about now?
Yeah, you sound good. You sound good.
Okay.
How about myself? Am I low?
You sound great to me.
Okay. I don't know why I'm sounding low on my end. I sound like I'm a little lows. But okay, let me know in the live chat if I'm low, if I'm not sounding loud enough. But yeah, welcome to the show. We have been away from you guys for a very long time, and we are back to talk to you guys live here on the internets. And we're going to get it in. So, but you know how we do before we go into that, we're going to set this up, man. What y'all been on, man? What y'all been doing on this COVID-19 stuff?
Trying to stay safe. Trying to get my own little personal growth going on, and trying to patch those holes in my own life. COVID-19 exposing folks. Making you do some self-reflecting, like, man.
Yeah, I'm trying to turn my mic up.
I hear me.
Yeah, I had us playing. I'm trying to figure out if I'm doing something on my end wrong. But I'm going to turn myself up a little bit more. I think that sounds better. What about you, D2?
I've been just working on some things. Kind of same ideas, just trying to realign some things, you know, depending on what type of atmosphere we will be in once this is over. I want to be able to hit the ground running, you know what I'm saying? With some new things. And, but I've been doing, I've probably been gaming more than I've in years. And I got so many games. It's just, I can't even, it's like make my head spin of so many different games. You know, we'll get into that in a minute.
As y'all can tell, I don't have my claps and stuff up, so I apologize on that. We'll have that next time, so just bear with me. My phone is about to die, and I don't want it dead live on the airs. So anyway, let me know how we sound in the live chat. If we sound good, put a 1 up. If we sound horrible, put a 2 up. If we sound kind of all right, just don't say nothing. Anyway, go right now. I see 4 of you there. 1 if we sound good. 2 if we sound horrible. Let me know. I'm looking. I'm waiting. I need y'all to do this right now. Hurry up so I can make sure I got us looking and sounding right. Now, go. Now, let me hear you. 1, 2, what's going on? 4 people, I see you. I don't know who you is, but put a 1 up if we sound right. Put a 2 up if we don't. ASAP. Go. I'm ready. All right. So, as y'all can tell, it's been a minute, and I'm happy to be back with you guys, man. I have really missed our talk sessions and getting up with y'all. We ain't done this at all since this COVID-19 situation, right?
Yeah, we have.
Yeah. Have we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the last one we did? We did the talking about the Marvel Cinematic Universe, I think.
Yeah.
That's been a few weeks ago though. Okay, but any interesting movies y'all seen over this time? Did y'all check out that movie on Netflix with the dude that played Thor?
Extraction.
Echo going. Okay, I knew something was up. So we got an echo. So let me figure that out. Go ahead, y'all talk.
Yeah, you talking about Extraction. Very thin on the plot, but other than that, man, it was like really good. Well shot. A lot of action, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
I've been watching this movie called, I think it's called All Day and All Night. About this kid who, well, I don't know. I got to watch it again. But this kid, he goes to prison, and it's all over the place. But I think there's a deep message in there somewhere. I just got to watch it again. But
yeah, I mean, you said you didn't care. You thought Extraction was all right, right?
Yeah, it was cool. It wasn't nothing like, oh my god, I gotta go watch this movie. I thought it was going to be that way because of the production value, but as far as like the plot, man, I wasn't really feeling the plot.
Okay. Yeah, the plot wasn't all that, but I mean, I enjoyed the movie though.
Yeah.
All right, D2, what about you, man? Any interesting movie before we get into these topics? I don't think I'm gonna be able to fix that echo, guys. We have to bear with us tonight. I'll get it the next time. I don't know what's causing it. I don't know if it's going through the wrong audio source. I don't know yet. I'll figure this out, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to figure it out tonight. Go ahead.
The last movie that I saw when there was still such a thing as movie theaters, was that movie The Invisible Man. It was okay. It was basically about this guy who was a scientist, and he basically had a. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. He was in an abusive relationship with this woman, and she escaped from him one time when he was asleep. You know, he basically had like an island. You know, he owned an island, so she found a way to get off the island and moved in with her friend who was a cop, was a black guy, and his daughter. And, you know, I think she was trying to be an architect or something, or she was an architect.
Uh-huh.
And peculiar things started to happen while she was at, you know, her friend's house. And, you know, she started seeing things moving that shouldn't be moving and stuff. And basically it was him, but he was invisible and he was attacking her. And
I know what movie you're talking about.
Yeah. And he was basically ruining her life. You know, he sabotaged her interview that she had with this architectural firm. You know, messed up her relationship with her sister, wrote this nasty email to her and stuff. And her sister was like only family that she really had and stuff. And it comes to find out that how he was invisible. He actually built a suit that actually had basically like an active camouflage type suit.
Uh-huh. Can you hear me still?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the movie was all right. I mean, it's a popcorn movie. It's a Netflix and chill type movie. It's, you know, I mean, I enjoyed it. That's the last movie I remember going to see. After that, I really haven't really watched too many movies other than stuff that I've already watched before. And gaming.
And what was that called again?
The Invisible Man.
Okay.
I figured it out, bro. I got that echo gone, so yes, we got it. So I don't know why I was doing that, but anyway. Now you said this on Netflix, D2K?
No. I don't think it's on Netflix, but it is on those home. They're doing like the home premiere thing, where movies that were supposed to be coming out are going straight to streaming services and stuff. So it could be. I know it's on Vudu, which is the streaming service that I use.
I don't do Vudu, man. I don't do nothing with Vudu, Hoodoo, none of that stuff.
This guy.
It's not that kind of voodoo.
I'm joking.
Yeah. But I know it's on there. I know on my smart TV, it's the Samsung streaming service they have. It's actually available there too, so you might be able to find it somewhere.
Okay. Well, as far as me, like I said, that Extraction, I watched that. I bought that movie, Spies with Spies R Us or something like that with Will Smith, the animated movie with Will Smith in it. And I bought
when he turned into a fish or something.
Yeah, with a pigeon. Turned into a pigeon.
I'm thinking about the other movie that he was a fish.
Yeah. So that was Shark Tale. That's what you're thinking of. That was a pretty good movie. But I also bought Bad Boys 2, which I saw in the theater, and that was good. But I ain't watched it here at the crib yet. Pretty much just been chilling, working on music and things like that. Did y'all get the track I sent? I tried to send it to y'all. Did y'all get a chance to hear it?
The
On My Way track that I sent y'all.
And you have a video to that, or like a little small video?
I saw the video that you shot.
Yeah. I'll send it to y'all again, man. I want to get y'all opinion on that. But anyway, let's go to our next point. You know what that is, and that is this right here. Yeah. You know what time it is. It's time for What Have You Been Gaming On? Sing it, folks. Let's go. Hey. What you been gaming on? Go ahead, clap. What you been gaming on? What you been gaming on?
I don't think it's working.
It's working. Y'all just can't hear it. I got to run it through the system now, so I'm fixed. It's all professional now, so it's playing. Gaming on. All right. So, D2K, it's been a while. What have you been gaming on over COVID-19, quarantine, stay at home, mandatory, Trump and all your governors said? What have you been playing, bro?
Well, I think the last, I don't know if we talked about this on the last show or if it was in the live chat, but I didn't have a console for almost a year, and I went and bought myself.
Mm-hmm.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Is it?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I went and got myself an Xbox One S because I felt like, most of my games, or pretty much all of my games, are digital anyway. I don't own any physical games other than Toy Soldiers War Chest. So I decided to go ahead and get that. But then I started playing some of these games, and when I had my Xbox the last time, I had a regular, 40-inch HD TV. Now I've got this big, huge, Ultra HD, Samsung Q70R, and no. Xbox One S is not getting the job done on this TV. The games are absolutely terrible.
Exposed.
Man, no. So I promptly took it back, and unfortunately I lost. I had tended to watch Avengers because I didn't have a Blu-ray player either.
Mm-hmm.
And when I took it back to the store, I forgot I left it in there. So doggone it. But I just watch on Disney Plus anyway. But I got the Xbox One X, but I previously, because the S that I bought came with Jedi Fallen Order as one of the packing game with it.
Keep talking, I'll be right back.
Okay. So I still have that from the other Xbox, but then the new Xbox that I got, the X, came with NBA 2K20. So I basically wound up getting two games, for one console. But as far as the new games that I've got for the Xbox One X, I wanted to see games that were Xbox One X enhanced. So I kind of surf through there first to see which games really would look good. Some games still look all right, even though if they're not enhanced, but some of them look terrible. Let me get my Xbox One fired up here because it's easier for me to actually look at it than to try to remember everything.
I'm about to do the same thing.
Okay, so basically these are all the games that I have for the Xbox One X. I have Dragon Ball Xenoverse, Fight Night Champion. I've been playing a whole lot of that. Gears of War 2, Gears of War 3, Halo Wars 2, Halo Master Chief Collection, Hard Corps Uprising. Jump Force is actually pretty good. I've heard a lot of bad things about this game. For what little I've played, this game is kind of legit.
Nice.
Yeah. I haven't had time to really dive into it because I got so much other stuff to hear. You know, Killer Instinct 1 and 2, the arcade versions, NBA 2K20, Overwatch, Paladins, Power Rangers Battle for the Grid is pretty legit for a fighting game. You could tell that fans of this series made this game. It really has that nostalgic feel. It kind of reminds me of there was a Power Rangers fighting game for the SNES, I think, where it was basically the Megazords that were fighting against each other, like the Thunder Megazord and the Tiger Megazord and Ninja Megazord and all those. The big machines were fighting against each other. It kind of has the same feel to it, but it's the actual characters that are fighting each other, and the graphics are pretty good, and it's a tight fighting game. Super Puzzle.
Go ahead, I'm listening. My bad.
Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo HD, Rayman Legends, Samurai Showdown 2, Slime Rancher, Sonic Adventures, Soul Calibur. I thought about getting Soul Calibur 6 because I saw that the price went way down on it, but I'm not sure if I want to. As I've heard bad things about it, and what I've seen doesn't really entice me to buy it. Jedi Fallen Order, Star Wars The Force Unleashed that came out on the Xbox 360 is another one of those Xbox One X enhanced games. So I actually went back and started playing that, and I forgot how nice that game was. That was a really good game series to play, and it looks pretty good on the Xbox One X with the newer, textures and stuff. Battlefront 2, Super Mega Baseball 2, and Tekken Tag Tournament 2. And those are just the games for the Xbox One X. Now we got to go into my Steam Xbox.
Wow.
A Steam account. And with that, let's see. So my library for Steam is I have 4 different BlazBlue games because they came within the package. So I said I might as well get all 4 instead of just getting 1. Of course, a Batman Arkham Knight, Dragon Ball Fighter Z, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, Gears 5 looks despicable on my computer. Don't be playing no buzzard on
that. Was a slip. That was a slip. That was a slip. That was a guy. That was a slip of the finger. Go ahead.
You did it on purpose.
No, it was perfect timing, but it wasn't intentional. Go ahead.
Gears of 5 looks disgusting on this. Oh man, it just looks like ooh. Yeah, it looks really good. Slime Rancher again because it's that good. The original Star Wars Battlefront 2, which I like better than the new one. Street Fighter 5, I don't mess with that too much. I didn't like it, and I play Ultra Street Fighter 4 more than that, and of course Yakuza 0, which I maxed it out as much as I was going to. I didn't want to just get every little thing because it wasn't going to make the game any better to get every little achievement. So I said I'm done with this. So I moved on to the next one, which is Yakuza Kiwami, and that's where I am right now with that series. And I'm going to go ahead and beat that, and then play part 2, and then try to get caught up on the other ones because I was really interested in the one that they showed in the trailer, which we'll talk about later.
Okay.
But yeah, so I've been just going through all this stuff, all these different games.
All right, Keith, what you been on, bro? That's a lot right there,
yeah. All right, let me pull. So the latest game that I purchased, and D2K mentioned it, is Star Wars The Jedi Fallen Order. I got these coupons from my There you go. There you go. There you go. I get coupons from my job. Like people can send you like money or whatever, and I had enough to give me like a $10 gift card at Amazon. So I bought it on Origin for $19. I think it was on sale for $29 or something like that. Mm-hmm. So I got Jedi Fallen Order. It's pretty good. It's the atmosphere. Like you put your headphones on or however you play games, and just get lost in it, man. It's actually really really good. I had to change the controls. I don't know why they're making you use the what is this button in the Xbox? Is it like the LB and the RB? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's stupid. Don't do that. Like my hands don't naturally go. My hands go to the back, like the triggers. I don't know why they did that, but I switched them around. So that's pretty good. What else have I been playing? Let's pull up my Xbox here.
Listen, I played my Xbox here. Let me pull up the box.
this Game Pass on Game Pass. I played this game. Ironically, Leveled Head. I played like one stage of it. It's cool. I don't know if I'll play it for real, because it's like Mario type of side-scrolling type of game, and then there's some little, I don't know. I didn't play enough of it to kind of get a good idea of it, but it's called Level Head. And of course, I've been on Streets of Rage 4.
I worked hard on that game.
Huh?
I worked hard on that game.
That Level Head?
Yeah.
Yeah. I could tell, man. I could tell. Streets of Rage 4. I mean, I know we're gonna get into that more later. Yeah. So I've been playing that. I did download Yakuza 10. I think that's what it is, but I haven't really played it.
10.
I think that's what it's called. Yakuza Kiwami for Windows. Windows 10. I'm sorry. Quit exposing me, D2K. Quit exposing me. All right, so been playing that on Steam. I went through. Listen, we've been quarantined. I don't went through Resident Evil 3. I don't went through Resident Evil 2. Wow. I'm playing Resident Evil 7, which I kind of want to talk about that. I want to talk about the RE engine just briefly. The RE engine is like after I played 3, then I went back to 2, then I went to 7. Resident Evil 7, even though it's first person, it's a Resident Evil game through and through. 1,000%. Just change the perspective of it. But it's 1,000% a Resident Evil game. And I'm really digging it. I'm really excited about whatever Resident Evil 8 is going to be. So yeah, I encourage anybody. It's spooky. It is a little creepy, but like once you get over the little jitters or whatever, Resident Evil 7 is a really, really, really good game. Resident Evil 3 was a fun, fast game. You can beat it very fast, but graphically, story-wise, things like that, it's some top tier gaming, and I'm looking forward to whatever the next remake they're gonna do. Which that all inspired me to go and get Resident Evil 2. I just beat Leon's mission. I think I might go back and play Claire later. But the Resident Evil game's been keeping your boy good over here.
Okay.
Have I played anything else? I've been trying to get back into Final Fantasy 15. I feel like I need to restart the game because I don't know. I did get Evil Within 2. Just FYI, you on PC, you find some games for like $5. I haven't really got into that, but I do have it. And I'll be honest with you, I don't really think I touched my Switch at all. I just looked at it. I was like, I don't think I touched the Switch at all.
Okay.
Oh no, I take it back. Me and my son, we put together Labo. I don't know if I said this on the last podcast.
Yeah, you did. You didn't say it on the lab. You didn't say it on the podcast, but you said in the hangout we was talking about it.
Yeah, so we put together the robot, which is probably it's difficult when you have a little 4-year-old, but it's not that difficult. It was fun. He really helped me a lot with the visor, and then I went ahead and just knocked out the other stuff. It's cool. He really enjoys it. He thinks he's a big old robot. there's one move that it still doesn't register. You can go giant mode or something like that. But it's actually pretty fun, man. So if you got kids and you just want to be able to do something with them and get that bonding, Labo really is good.
I would, but I want to try it, but I'm scared my kids will destroy it within minutes of us getting it all together. So
they probably will, but I mean, you just enjoy the putting it together. And but it's so. I ain't gonna lie to you, it's intimidating when you open that box and you see all them sheets of cardboard. I was like, oh Lord. But
I might try.
But it's cool.
The most, from my understanding, you got the most in the most difficult one, the one that the more challenging one. So, but it's also probably the most interactive with what's going on the screen. I thought about getting that one where you can drive, like it's like a motorcycle or something like that, or steering wheel.
I seen that. Yeah,
because you can interchange it with Mario Kart, and I know my older daughter loves Mario Kart, so I can put that on there, and then my younger daughters can play as well. So I'm gonna look into it, but I know my two twins, boy. That not that cardboard. They ain't gonna last a good day. All that 75 or whatever it costs will be gone into the trash.
You know how I catch everything on sale.
Oh man, you should have called me and let me know. Anything else though?
No, man. Just waiting on this. Just waiting on this Cyberpunk.
All right. I want to see. Let me send a shout out to Zach56. He was here. I've been a while, but I want to let him know. Welcome to the show, man. So, as for me, I've been doing a lot of gaming over this quarantine. Mostly on my Switch, but I did hook the PlayStation up. I got challenged, Keith. I got challenged by my cousin in Street Fighter 5. So I told him, I was like, man, you don't want to see me. You don't want to see me on this game, bro. He's like, man, I'm going to touch you. Man, I can whoop you, man. I'm not the young dude I used to be, man. I've been practicing, bro. I'll get it. So I went out and got me a little 3-month pass for Street Fighter for the online on the PlayStation. Turned the PlayStation on, but kept turning my controller off because, between Nintendo and Sony and Microsoft, I think it's the A button does all the stuff on Nintendo, and I think it's the X button. I don't know which button it is on the PlayStation, but I know they swapped, and I kept turning my controller off. But I finally got adjusted, man, and I had to do this. Man, this is the thing that irks me about. No, I'm not gonna go into that. I'm not gonna do that. I don't want to make any PlayStation guys, and K-Bummer's not here to really to get at them on it. So yeah, I'm gonna do it. But this is what irks me about the PlayStation. I'm gonna do it. The updates, man. The updates for games. It literally took. I put Street Fighter 5 in, and then they had the update. And I promise you, it took almost 5 hours to update. No, it wasn't that. It wasn't quite that long. I might be giving it an hour or two, maybe 4 hours. It took to update. So I started updating. We were supposed to play at 9, and I was like, "Well, I gotta wait for this update." So we end up we didn't get a chance to play until like 1:45 in the morning. It finally updated. So we jumped.
I think that's a Street Fighter 5 thing. I don't think it's a PlayStation thing.
Yeah,
that same thing happened to me on Steam when I tried to play it. And it's like, oh, we gotta update it, and it took forever.
Man, it was like it was crazy how many gigs it was. And I was like, God, are y'all gonna give me some new characters? Am I gonna be able to use some new? No, none of that. But you got this update though. So we finally get in there, man. And let's let my boy tell you. Yes, I put that whooping on him real good. I softened him up real good. He was hurt. He was trying everybody he could try. So what I ended up doing was since I was playing against him, I think he has access to what they call Cage. I think that's the evil Ryu's name on that particular version is Kane. Kage, that's how you say it. I said Cage. I'm thank you, D2K. I probably sounded crazy to y'all. What are you talking about? Some Cage? But anyway, Kage, he dope, man. That's a dope character. I'm not used to using him yet. I'm gonna go back up there and see if I can actually use him in standalone, not playing online. But yeah, I put it on him. I hope he ain't listening to this podcast because he's gonna be salty about telling me. But yes, I whooped his tail. I won't say your name, cuz I keep your name private. But I put them dents in your face all night long. Yes, I did. So I played that. I also played Yooka-Laylee, The Impossible Lair. We bought that. It's been a whole bunch of eShop sales going on. I don't know if y'all was catching it, but man, I was catching. There's a lot of games that I played. Some I ain't gonna even remember because I don't remember the title of what I bought. But I bought that Yooka-Laylee, Impossible Lair, and I'm gonna be honest with you. It's giving Donkey Kong a good run for his dollar, man. As far as control and difficult and graphics, Yooka-Laylee looks good, bro. It's a good game.
Is it a side scroller like Donkey Kong?
This is the side scroller one. Yes, it's the side scroller like Donkey Kong. So it's real good, man. They did a good job in developing this game. It's real artful. It's real colorful. The graphics is on point. The animation is on point. It's all that quirkiness you used to from back in the day with Rare. Is that Nintendo quirkiness? It's all there in this game, man. You could tell these dudes. Honestly, man, you could tell these dudes belong under the Nintendo umbrella. That's just a fact to me.
I mean, that's who they are.
Aren't there some former Rare employees that work for that company that designed that game, or no?
That's what I thought it was.
Yeah, it was. It's X-Rare Gamers. How you say his name? Is that Sherrod Man Gaming? I think I said that right. Welcome to the show. I hope I said your name right.
Yeah, Cherry Man Gaming.
Cherry Man Gaming, yeah. So, welcome to the show, bro. But it has been a while since I've come to this podcast. How are you guys been these days? We have been We've been quarantining. we've been locked up. Prisoners
we've been
to COVID-19. What'd you say?
I think we've been scratching and surviving.
I thought you said something else. Like, hold on now.
Oh no.
No, we've been holding up, man. None of us got sick. None of us had come down with the Rona. So we good. How about yourself, bro? Let us know in the live chats. But yeah, so that's a good game. It's another game I played, man. I think I sent it to you, Keith. I don't know if you remember. It started with a B. I'm trying to remember that game I bought. It's Bastion.
Bastion.
Is that what it's called?
I think that's what it's called.
It's a hack and slash. Man, that's a dope game. I mean, I'm still on the Switch, but now on Google Stadia. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, I'm finna get in trouble because I've been talking all type of trash about Google Stadia and Hangout. So how you liking that Google Stadia? Let me know in the chat, man. That's cool. That's what's up. Anyway, I'm not going to go there because they're going to talk about me if I say why I don't have it. But anyway, so that's a good game. Also bought Streets of Rage 4. We're going to talk about that, so I'll save my thoughts for this. But I will say, if you do own any one of these platforms, do yourself a service and get Streets of Rage 4. The game is dope. It's lit. We're going to talk about it. I'm enjoying it. My daughter enjoying it. Everybody that's played it so far has really enjoyed it. So that's another game I played. Of course, Mario Kart. Man, we got to talk about that Zelda that you put up, bro. That Zelda with the ray tracing. My God, I want to talk about that so bad. But we'll say that. We might not. If we got time, we get into that. What else? I said Mario Kart. I bought. Man, there's several games I bought. Man, I can't even remember all. That's how many I bought over the last few weeks. It was another beat 'em up. It's Fighting Rage. It's another beat 'em up on the Switch. I was catching these games that was normally like $20 for like $4, $5. I was buying them up, and me and my daughter got into that one. That one dope. A really good game. Streets of Rage type beat 'em up, but with the pixelated characters and stuff like that. So that was good. What else? It's too many games I can name. Just know your boy been gaming, your boy been sleeping, and waking up and gaming some more, and then going back to sleep. That's all I've been doing, man. I'm probably gained about at least 7-8 pounds over this quarantine. So I need to get back outside. sitting, getting paid, working every 10 days, man. It was real gravy over here, man. But now I'm looking at having to go back to work. I'm kind of hurting, but about another week of freedom, then I'm gonna have to go back and clock in at the job. So, So anyway, that's what I've been gaming on, man. So let's get into these topics.
One second, I missed two.
Go ahead.
2 games. Another game I've been playing is called Deliver Us the Moon. I haven't really got far into it. I got it on Xbox Game Pass, where you're going to try to see if we can, I guess, terraform the moon and try to live on the moon. But I like it. It's quiet. It's still. It got the real space atmosphere if you're into that type of thing, if you really like sci-fi. And the other game is Disneyland Adventures. Now, pause. I'm not playing this game. My son playing this game.
Don't you do that. Don't you do that. Hold up, folks. Keith is trying to offset this stuff with his son. I caught that, Keith. Don't you do that. Don't you do it. You playing Disney. Yes, you are. Go ahead. Tell us how you enjoyed it. Go ahead, man.
No, but I've been watching them play it, and it seems like a game that really introduces like the younger gamer, because he played this mission with Goofy. He
played. Look how
he had to do like a little bobsledding. It was a bobsledding. Then he had to do skiing, and then he had a snowball fight. He kept taking
bobsledding in the game. That's what you said. He was bobsledding.
Huh?
You said you was bobsledding in the game. Okay, go ahead.
Huh? What you say? Huh? No. No. But then he kept taking snowballs to the face. I was like, man, duck. Man, you take it to me the balls to the face, throw the ball. But he getting used to like ducking him, coming up and popping and stuff. But he really enjoyed it. So we're gonna play more of that. So
all right, that's what's up. But yeah, Chariot Man. You said the Stadia's dope, and Streets of Rage is a must get for me. Yeah, I agree with all that. You get claps on that. So let's get into our topics, what y'all came here for. So what we got on deck is Xbox Series X first look, The Last of Us 2 leaks, Streets of Rage 4, and the PlayStation 5 Lord of the Rings Golem first look. And we're going to talk about other stuff too. So which one of these topics y'all want to hit first? Let's do X Series X first look first. Let's get that on out the way. So I will start with you, Keith. What were your thoughts? And if anything stood out to you, just bring it up at this time. It was only like a 25-minute showcase. So what were your thoughts on the Xbox Series X first look, and what were anything that stood out to you?
Well, number one, I shouldn't have had any expectations because we already knew. So what we knew going in, we knew it was going to be third party. We knew Microsoft wasn't showing any first party games. So we already had that off the table.
Right.
But it was supposed to be next gen games, so on and so forth. So, and I'll touch on this, but I'm pretty sure D2K will be able to break this down a little better. But the Bright Memory Infinite, I think that's how you say it, game looked incredible. I think that was like one of the first games they showed. I thought that was incredible. It really set the tone for what I thought the show was going to be. I was like, okay, this is gameplay. This looks good. It's dark. It's gritty. The graphics look good.
You know what I thought it was?
What's that?
When I was that game that K-Bum be always talking about from Ubisoft that he played, where it'd be all these different warriors for different settings and times, like fighting each other. Like you got the Vikings, you got the Roman soldier, you got the I forgot that name. It was some fighting game where they throw you in these stages and you fighting all these different, like you got Samurai. No, it's made by Ubisoft. K-Bum said it was trash. I don't know if you remember what I'm talking about or not. Man. Anyway, that's what I thought, because when he was shooting, and then he jumped up in the air and he came down with a sword, I was like, what, they put a dude with a gun in a game like this? What was the name of that game Ubisoft made? I'm going to look it up. But go ahead and talk, man. I ain't mean to interrupt you like that.
You good. To me, this was honestly the only game that looked, and I'm doing air quotes here, next gen. To me, it was also the only game that I think I saw gameplay from outside of Dirt. But other than that, to me personally, the rest of the show was disappointing. Everybody's hyping up this Assassin's Creed. I don't see what y'all are seeing because all I see is the trailer. I'm not excited about it. I want to see what the game is going to look like. Mm-hmm. Other than that, man, there was really nothing that just really just stood out to me. For my personal taste, I think it was a meh show. But I will say, shout out to Microsoft for even giving us something. Because they didn't have to with what's going on with the COVID-19. And so on one hand, I really appreciate it. On the other hand, it was really light. It was really light in the tail. You know what I'm saying? What LeVar Ball say? He too light in the tail. He can't guard me. Jordan can't guard me. So.
For Honor. This game I'm talking about is For Honor.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
I thought it was For Honor, and I was like, why would they put a dude with a gun because you saw everybody was fighting had shields and swords and traditional weapons, and here he is with a gun and a sword. I was like, is this a next gen For Honor game? Like, that's stupid. That ain't even fair. And then the title game, I was like, this is Ubisoft is retarded for this. Ain't nobody everybody gonna pick the dude with the gun that can jump off the walls and stuff. How is he gonna be in For Honor? Because that's what it looked like to me at first. So, but yeah, it did look good. But go ahead, though. Go ahead and finish your thought.
Man, that was it, man. I mean, there's really nothing, for me anyways, there's nothing more to say about this little presentation.
Okay. Mr. D2K, what were your thoughts on the Xbox Series X first look and any game that stood out to you in the presentation?
Well, the Bright Memory. I think we were talking about that game in the group chat for a while back, and I remember downloading the demo on Steam because apparently this game was made by one person.
Oh,
the original game was made by one guy, and I don't know if this version of the Xbox Series X is made by the same guy or if he got his actual crew with him now. But it didn't look too much different than what we saw today. And for one person to do something like that, there's no excuse for any studio to put out anything that looks like trash. There's no excuse for it at all, period. That game definitely was impressive. I liked what I saw with that. The only other games that I thought that were interesting to me were obviously Yakuza Fight Like a Dragon, which is the latest in that series, was interesting to me because I'm a fan of the series now. After playing Zero and now being on Kiwami, which is basically part one of the series. So I definitely want to see how that winds up because the protagonist from the series of the versions I'm playing right now, I didn't see him anywhere. So I'd like to know what happened in the story. So that looked interesting. To me, the only game that really looked next gen, quote unquote, was this game called Second Extinction.
Okay.
Where there's little dinosaurs running around like a bunch of velociraptors. To me,
okay.
Yeah, all of like the lighting, the textures, the draw distance, the animation, the level of detail on the actual NPCs and the actual characters in the game, it really, to me, I mean, it doesn't look. There's nothing that floored me in terms of visuals, but it certainly looked a cut above of what we got right now. And then there's another game that was called The Descent, which is an RPG. And I'm not really into RPGs, but this one really looked interesting to me because it kind of has like a cyberpunk.
We got to talk about cyberpunk too. Go ahead though.
Yeah, the cyberpunk / Oddworld feel to it. It looks interesting. It doesn't look like the typical RPG, and I might actually have to look into getting that.
What's the name of it again?
The Ascent.
The Ascent. I can't find that one. Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
There it is. I see it. Okay. Yes.
Yeah,
They had that top down over. Yeah. Okay.
Right. That game looked really good. Other than that, like I agree, the show was kind of wasn't anything special. Wasn't anything like, wow, that was the greatest thing I've ever seen. None of that was going on with it. Mm-hmm. And I didn't have any expectations because I didn't even know this was coming on until yesterday.
Right. I don't think none of us did. So you like us found out at the same time. So
yeah. So I'm like, I didn't, and then I forgot it was even on. And I woke up like 11 or something, and I completely forgot that it was happening. They said, "Oh yeah, that's right. Well, I guess I'll watch it later on." I wasn't even that interested and excited to watch it then, but it is what it is. They didn't show us anything that they didn't show us anything that they're working on, Microsoft. But I think that we do need to have a little bit of pause in terms of how the graphics of some of these games don't really look next gen, because a lot of these games probably were in development before they got dev kits for the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5. And they've just moved development over to the new consoles. I don't think that we can really judge what the Series S can do and what the PlayStation 5 can do until we actually see games that were in development from the ground up on whatever specs that they were targeting for their consoles from the beginning.
Okay. I get that. I agree with that.
No, they said next gen.
So
it isn't next gen. I mean, next gen is not the actual quality. Next gen is the actual console itself. It's a new generation, And the only problem that I had with Microsoft and what they did is that they said this was a gameplay showcase, when probably 95% of what you saw was either real time.
Yeah,
or not even maybe even
supposedly in-game captured footage and stuff,
or in-engine footage. Not even
there you go.
In-engine footage or CGI cutscenes. And we're long past being impressed by stuff like that. This is not 2000. This is not even 1995, where Sony used to show you full motion video commercials for games, and people say, "Oh, that game looked tight," and then you get the game like, "What the heck is this?" So
yeah,
we're past that stuff now. So you got to show us gameplay before we actually really care about what's going on.
Right. Now, it was something you said off air that I think needs to be brought up, because I think we need to go back and watch the direct footage of the videos instead of what was being streamed, because I think the stream quality was questionable on a lot of this stuff we watched. So I'm gonna go back and watch the direct video. Like I noticed that with Nintendo Directs, even with Sony, what's Sony's State of Play. Like if you watch the stream, the quality of the videos be kind of grainy and a little like seemingly pixelated. It doesn't look as good. And then you go back and you watch the actual standalone video that's uploaded to YouTube, and it looking great in 1080p, 60 frame, and if you can go up to the 4K versions, you can look at so I'm gonna go back and watch it. One of the games I missed that I did not see was Valhalla. Is that how you say that? Valhalla? I think it's how you say that.
Yeah.
That looks good to me. I think even the trailer that Ubisoft posted a few days ago looked good to me. I remember posting it in the Google Hangout. Now I know that wasn't gameplay, but the setting, the Vikings are very intriguing group of people. I like the Vikings. I like their mythos and lore,
mythology. Norse mythology.
Yeah, they mythology and all that stuff. So I like that. Like I'm big with with Egyptian mythology, and so that's gonna be interesting to me. I know one of the accusations levied at this Valhalla game is that Ubisoft took inspiration, and some people feel like they just stole from God of War 4. But and I thought that too. I thought it was like man, they doing God of War 4. Only thing we missing is Kratos. But at the same time, it looked good to me. It actually intrigued me, the whole setup, the whole battle scene, everything. But I'm gonna go back and watch the trailer that they actually showed here in this showcase. Another game that stood out to me was Cars Bright Memory. That looked good. But I'm looking at the footage right here on the trailer. Man, it looks way better if you watch the standalone footage. Go watch the standalone footage, Keith. I think you'll come with a different take on a lot of these games. Another one that looked good to me, I don't know if I'm interested in this, is Chorus. Chorus looked good to me. It looked kind of interesting. Dirt, they could have kept Dirt 5. They could have kept Madden 21. Madden, I don't care what EA do. Madden just doesn't look. Madden doesn't look different to me. Hasn't looked different to me in probably the last 7 years. Like, I don't know. Anyway, so EA need to do something visually with Madden. Scarlet Nexus, I thought that looked dope. I thought that was going to be a platinum game. I was like, this is another platinum game.
Yeah, when I saw that, I'm like, man, this is really giving me vibes of that. What's that? The game that they put on the Switch.
Astral Chain.
Yeah,
Astral Chain. Yeah.
Like, this give me the same vibes of that game.
Yeah, it did. That's what I thought. That's why I thought it was going to be. When it was all said and done, I thought it was going to show up and it's going to be platinum games, so on, so on, so on, so. But it's actually made by Namco. So, but that looked kind of interesting. You all right over there, bro?
My keyboard missing. Y'all go ahead.
Okay, so that looked kind of all right. I mean, for a Japanese and seemingly Asian type game, I might get into that. Another one that visually was impressive that I want to go back and watch the standalone video was Scorn. I don't know if y'all remember that one.
Yeah, that one.
It looked kind of too much for me, but I want to go watch it and see just how visually it looked. But go ahead.
At first I thought, is this Alien?
That's what I thought. You right where I was. I thought it was that movie where they kind of tried to show how it all started. The one, what was it?
like Prometheus or something.
Prometheus,
like that.
Yeah. I thought it was like a take on Prometheus, which I think it is. I still think it is a take on Prometheus, but I'm gonna go back and watch it in the standalone because, like I'm telling you, man, I think that stream, and me and D2K was talking about, I think it was that stream that was misrepresenting the how these games look, and because it just looked grainy and all that. Another one that stood out to me. I'm trying to make sure the one that I think they should have kept too was Vampire. I thought that was whack. That definitely like a this generation game. And Yakuza, they could have kept that as well.
And that is a this generation game because that game already came out in Japan.
Yeah. So out of all these, Valhalla, Bright Memory, that Call of the Sea. If they would have went a different direction, that might have been interesting to me. But no, I don't know. Chorus looked kind of interesting. They could have left Dirt out. They could have left Madden where it was. Scarlet Nexus, I thought that looked dope. Scorn, from the visuals and what was going on, I want to see what it's doing. It wouldn't be a game I probably would play because of all the, some of the scenery just seemed like something I wouldn't want to actually play. But to see it, to see how it looked, I'm interested in doing that. And then I guess I gotta go look at the Ascension. Is that it? The Accent again, and then the second Extinction. I gotta look at those again to get a better take on them. The Medium, I don't remember that one either. So, but I remember that Vampire one. I was like, this is trash. Like Microsoft, y'all should have thought, even though this ain't y'all first party title, y'all should have threw that mess out. I said, man, come with something better. I don't know who makes this game. It don't say in it here. But anyway, but overall, it didn't bother me. It wasn't bad. It wasn't great. It wasn't, wasn't nothing to write home about. It was enough, we wasn't expecting it to come in, it kind of popped up out of nowhere. And that's kind of how it was.
Regular direct or whatever, whatever they call their stuff.
Yeah.
It's just regular. It wasn't anything like, there was a part of me that felt like, okay, maybe this is going to be their replacement for whatever they were going to do at E3. But based off of what the guy was saying at the end, he said that there's going to be a lot of these dropped throughout the summer.
Which is cool. And like I said, clearly they in a position that Sony is not. I don't know what's going on with Sony, but Microsoft clearly feeling comfortable enough to begin to roll out things with they next gen system. So, I mean, no, it didn't blow me away. It didn't blow my socks off. I was hurt when Keith said, "Man, I said, what I miss?" He said, "You ain't missed nothing." I was like, "Oh, I'm at work hurt." I'm like, "Oh man, I want to see it." He said, but when I got home, I was like, "Yeah, he right. I ain't missed nothing." But I ain't have a problem with what they showed though. it was decent. It was cool. Some of the games I'm definitely would be interested in seeing more. So, but yeah, if they're gonna be dropping stuff like this throughout the summer and stuff, I'm there for it. So that was that. I don't think we need to give it no grade or anything. I don't think Microsoft really was doing anything but just to have something to continue to keep you focused on them, and I think that it's working. So let's go to the last. Well, let's skip The Last of Us and come back to that. Let's go to PlayStation 5, Lord of the Rings, Golem first look, and stay with this first look scene. So this came out a few days ago. I think I saw it yesterday, and I'm gonna be honest, man. I start this one off. I wasn't impressed. I'm sorry, man. I wasn't impressed. And this ain't got nothing to do with Sony, because I think it's on Sony and Microsoft systems. So that for next gen, and I know, and I guess I got to take a cue from D2K. I got to take what you said, D2K, into mine. That a lot of these games are not actual ground up next gen games. But I feel like they should say that, because to me, they doing themselves a disservice by putting these games that look like the current games. Like, nothing about that game, all that, this is what next gen, this look like what this gen can do. Like, there was nothing special about Smeagol or whatever, Golem or whatever. There was nothing special looking about him in that game. I don't know if y'all saw the pictures or anything, but
yeah, I did.
That didn't look, unless it looks better in motion. I'm like, bro, y'all could have kept that and threw that somewhere in the middle of a presentation where it was there, but it was just to get you to the next thing. I don't know. Go
Part
ahead.
of a sizzle reel or something like that.
Yeah, like they was acting like this was, man, come and look at what's going on with the PlayStation 5. Like, bro, look, that didn't look like nothing the PlayStation 4 can't do. So I'm sorry, man. I wasn't impressed. So I don't know what y'all thoughts. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, I didn't see anything until you brought it up.
Excuse me.
Before it went on the show, and
okay.
I didn't. It looked. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. There you go. You're right. Everything you just said is perfect. A perfect description of what they showed. Yeah.
Y'all crazy, man. That blew my mind of how incredible.
This dude right here, man.
How incredible next gen. I mean, did you see his eyes and like the shadows on his eyes? It looked like he was right there coming off of your screen. Yeah, it wasn't impressive at all.
Give you these that was a good acting job right there. But no, man, you're right.
Yeah,
it was. I was like, hey, this I don't know. I guess like I said, I gotta take my cue from D2 and be like, man, we're gonna have to hold up on our expectations, not to be expecting to be blown off right now. We gotta wait until they show some ground up stuff. So, I got a question to that. Like, what would it take? What do they need to do if they can't do it graphically? What is it about next generation that you think is going to be like, this is why I'm gaming the next generation? For me,
yeah, for you.
I'm gonna take what you posted with that. This is gonna be a good transition to that Zelda footage. If ray tracing can make a game look like that, I'm all there for it. If that's what ray tracing can do, because that made Zelda look like a whole nother level of a different game. I was like, that's Breath of the Wild? Like, I know the PC makes it look great, and it's shimmering and shining, and it looked like a better version of what we playing on the Switch, like what it probably would look like if it wasn't limited to the Switch. That ray tracing, though, that's a whole nother level of game. I was like, that ray tracing,
wait.
Like,
I know you like Zelda's. What you think about ray tracing on is it Minecraft? Minecraft, no, that's something completely different. Minecraft, thank you.
I didn't see that one. I haven't seen that one.
Oh, you need to check it out.
Okay. Didn't they show that? Yeah, they did. It looked good, but see, that's the thing. Minecraft, yeah, they did show ray tracing in Minecraft. They showed the light and all that. Yeah, it's cool, but it's Minecraft. Minecraft is Minecraft. There's nothing special about anything in that game visually anyway. So You throw some more lights up, it's just showing you more of a blocky game lit up. I don't care. I don't. Minecraft is not what I'm. But when that game went from that, when they showed Link standing on the hillside, and the grass went from what I'm used to seeing, just 4K 60 frame, I guess, and I was like, that's clean. And then it glossed over into and kind of morphed into ray tracing. D2K Keith, I was like, that's a whole nother game. Like, I was floored by that. So to me, I'm looking for that for the PlayStation and the Xbox games. Like that to me is a game changer. I'll be honest. That footage you showed with Zelda made me understand the perk and the benefit and the much improvement that's going to come through this new opportunity or this new technique that they got through ray tracing or whatever, this new software or whatever that they can do. That to me, that's what they had to do. Like the stuff we've been seeing lately, like even with this showcase from Microsoft, is more of the same. It's just glossier, but I don't know. I mean, you could say that Zelda was more glossier, but I don't know. That ray tracing made that whole game look totally like I played the whole game over again in that just to see how everything is affected by that.
Don't worry.
Yeah,
I'm working on it.
Are you working on it?
I'm working on it.
So yeah, that to me that's what it would take. Like this stuff we seeing right now, to me, honestly, is just. It's more the same. But like I said, I take my cue from D2. He said we can't expect, this stuff to look, be blowing us away because it started on a weaker system and they trying to bump it up to the next gen. But once we get into the stuff that's built from the ground up, that's why I'm interested to see this new Zelda that I believe is built for the ground up from Switch. I want to see what Sony comes with because I know. I mean, I want to trust in Microsoft, but I got more faith with Sony on this front. I want to see what Sony first-party titles look like on the new PlayStation 5. I'm curious about Microsoft, but I'm more curious about Sony because I already know what they're gonna do, and we are seeing what Microsoft do. And anyway, so but yeah, that's what it takes for me, Keith. So I'll let D2K answer it. Go ahead.
Well, I mean. Going back to the Zelda footage, to me, with the ray tracing, that pretty much made that Breath of the Wild look like what we should have gotten on the Wii U, based off of that footage that we saw at E3 in 2011.
Yeah, you're right.
The only thing that felt off was that the character's art style did not match the actual ray tracing effects in the game.
I thought it was the suit, the tunic. I thought the tunic threw me off. But go ahead.
Well, that definitely did. But if you look at the few times they actually showed his face or the faces of the characters, you can see that the art style just didn't match with that. It just felt like it's not. It wasn't a bad thing, just that the art styles clashed with the actual graphics.
Okay.
Ray tracing. And that's something that can be easily fixed by just different textures. But that's something that we should have from Nintendo right now. That's something that, I don't want to open that can of worms. But this is definitely, ray tracing is definitely a game changer, like you said. And I think that we're going to see a lot of games look a lot more robust than they've ever looked before. When we start seeing these first-party games coming out, we're going to start to see worlds, in a different way we've never seen them before. And it's going to be a while before we really get that because I don't know, what games are going to be on the launch for, because Microsoft said they're not coming out with anything at launch. So we don't know when we're going to get to see Halo or the next Gears or.
I know they said we'd see Halo. I know that they. I was listening to Gamer Tag Radio. Let me scoot up to the mic. I was listening to Gamer Tag Radio, and they definitely made it seem that Phil was saying that what they could guarantee would probably be that the new Halo would probably be the launching title for the Xbox Series X, but you probably won't have much more from first party offerings after that. So for a while. So yeah, I think that Halo is going to be what they use to get the Xbox out the door. So, and if they smart, that's what they would do. But I think Phil was kind of hinting at that. So go ahead though.
Yeah. So like for me, what I would think would really show me true next gen is more about the actual gameplay. There are a lot of limits to what we can do in terms of gameplay based off of, specs of certain consoles. And I think that maybe the combination of, the fast SSD with Sony and, the extra super horsepower that Microsoft has with their GPU in the Series X, that we might be able to see them to do things for gameplay that they couldn't do before, to make gameplay a lot, how to put this, basically more intuitive, to where when I want to do something, I can do it. Where it's not cumbersome to where I have to, I have to push this button, or it's more when I press a button, it does it. There's no delay. There's no hiccup. It's as soon as I want to do something, as soon as I touch the button, it's doing it. And that's something that Microsoft said that they were working on in terms of their responses with their Series S controller, to make response time instantaneous of what you're doing on the screen to when you press the button on the controller. Mm. And in addition to that, obviously having larger worlds and having worlds that you have more access to, more areas of the world, because certain worlds are just, they look huge, but you can only actually touch certain parts of it.
Right.
Well, now they be able to actually let you have a truly open world experience where everything that you see can be accessible, and it could be accessible for miles and miles away. And I think that will also be something that will be more next gen, because as far as visuals, things are going to enter a point of diminishing returns. I think we already have hit that part.
Yeah.
Already, to a certain extent. Things are going to look as real as they can look. It's more or less about how smooth can you make the animation, how, smooth can you make the mechanics, and how smart can you make the AI versus how pretty you can make it.
Right. Right. I agree with that. Keith, what your same question towards yourself?
I asked myself a question. No, I'm quit. Yeah, D2K pretty much, like, toward the end of what he was saying was pretty much what I was thinking. Accessibility. Not only accessibility as far as like what Microsoft has been doing, as for Microsoft, Stadia, I guess Amazon, because Phil Spencer said them. Accessibility of being able to just access these games on a whim. I think the Switch is cool, being able to take games on the go. But then Microsoft has it's an xCloud, then you got Stadia. I just think, to me, that's next gen, not being stuck at a desk, stuck on your couch, just being able to just, hey, I could pretty much play this game anywhere. As far as in-game, like D2K said it, accessibility as far as like things that you can do. I remember playing, I don't know which Grand Theft Auto game it was, but it was like, you got this huge world, but you're limited to where you can actually go. And if you play through the main game, they'll show you where you can go, but then there's a whole bunch of stuff that you can't do. And even if you can go in there, there's actually nothing. It's all just cosmetic. Like, oh, I went in this room and there's really nothing in there, but it just gives you the illusion that the world is actually huge, but it's not. And I think, like you said, the diminishing returns, we're at that point. Like, Nintendo there's still room for Nintendo to grow. as far as like graphics or whatever. But everybody else, man, you got to give us more things that we can do within the world, more things that we can. I give you an example, and I know this back to Resident Evil, as I was mentioning earlier, and I know this is a part of their gameplay. But come on, man. You're in a post-apocalyptic world. You got zombies running around. I should be able to try to pick up anything to save my butt. You know what I'm saying? There's a piece of wood laying over here, and I'm like, oh, I don't have any bullets. Screw the bullets. I'm gonna pick this wood up and try to knock his head off.
Yeah.
You know, stuff like that. And I know there are games. You know, Breath of the Wild is technically a game like that. You can just practically pick up anything. So that maybe that's physics. Maybe what I want to see is like Breath of the Wild type of engine for something like super graphical, and I can go into many places and things like that. But I just think bigger worlds, I think I've said that before, bigger worlds, more accessible things, and just things that you can do within in the game that keeps you interested, you know, and keep you invested.
Okay.
And
So
Let me send a shout out real quick. We got the video game her. What's up? What's up? She said, oh my God, am I dreaming a podcast? Okay, yeah, we back. We've been on hiatus for a minute. But welcome to the show. We're glad to see you down there in the hangout, in the live chat. But go ahead, D2, you were saying something?
Oh yeah. To that degree, I was looking at a video the other day, and they were talking about why we haven't seen a Superman game from Rocksteady and Warner Brothers as of yet in the same style as Arkham Knight. And they were talking about how so many Easter eggs were being left in Arkham Knight for a possible Superman game that it seemed like it was imminent. And a proposal was actually made to what the heck is going on in the background?
Somebody typing.
y'all can hear that?
Yeah,
All
I
right.
hear you typing.
I'm a mute.
An actual proposal was made for a Superman game, and they basically turned it down. And the general consensus has been that in order to make a Superman game work, you would have to nerf Superman simply because he's so powerful and he's so fast. You can go through the whole world within a few seconds, realistically with Superman. But I don't know what's going on.
I'm in trouble. Hold up. Go ahead.
But now, because you have these more powerful consoles, now you can create larger worlds. And you can have more content in those worlds to where you can make a Superman game. You can have him flying at top speed as fast as Superman can fly, and still be able to access many different parts of whatever world, whether it's Metropolis or planet Earth, or wherever he's going to be. You know, you can do that now. You can get away with that now because now you can put more stuff in the game because you have more computational power with these consoles. And I think that can open the door for a lot of games that people thought were impossible. Now they can say, you know what? Now we might actually be able to do it.
Forgot I was still mute. Hey, Level, I can barely hear you.
Oh, you can barely hear me?
Yeah.
She's mad because I took her last soda out the refrigerator. I didn't though. That's the thing. I didn't take the last one. I took the second to the last. So my son must have got the other one. She's like, you took my cold soda that I've been waiting to drink. Anyway, so welcome to the show, Damian. Hold up, man. Let me get over here to my stuff. Anyway, I gotta do you right. Welcome to the show. Can you hear me? All right. So. Go ahead.
I can't even be mad at her on that because I know how that is with you. Like, you've been working all day and you just got like a little bit of drink left in the pitcher. You come home and you just got your mouth all fixed. Oh man, I can't wait to. What the heck? You dropped the last.
I didn't though. That's my thing. She been coveting the cherry cokes that she bought, and I'm like, look, all the other sodas we can drink. Why you trying to hog and hoard all the cherry cokes to yourself? I mean Pepsi to yourself. So She said, "Them my sodas, don't touch them." But I snuck and got it and came down here. But anyway, so.
Cherry Pepsi.
But yes, yeah, I love cherry. I like cherry Pepsi. So anyway, y'all brought up some thoughts I didn't think about, because what y'all talking about for next gen is more on accessibility, what you can do with your hardware. I didn't think I wanted the ability to with Nintendo to take the Switch out the dock and go. I didn't care about that, but now I'm saying, dang, that's something I didn't care about that I actually appreciate. Because if I can't play on the TV upstairs, I got me a little third-party dock down here that I can dock to on this TV, and if I can't play on this TV, I can just go to the tabletop. So I see what y'all saying. So that's pretty dope. But let's not stop there. Let's keep going. So The Last of Us 2 leaks, because I want to get the Streets of Rage real fast. So let's go through this. Are y'all upset about these leaks? Do y'all care? Have y'all seen anything? I seen a little bit, but it ain't spoiled nothing for me. I ain't gonna spoil nothing here. But what are y'all feeling about these Last of Us 2 leaks and the pressure I guess it has put on Sony to release this game?
Man, ain't no pressure, man. Here's what people gotta stop looking at things. Oh my God, they spoiled the game. There's more to stories in video games, guys. Listen, I'm gonna go back to The Last of Us, the first one, before you met your friend or whatever. And I think he was an alphabet person, right? Because you saw it. But I think you had to go to a school either before or after meeting him. And there's this creature in the game called a puffer, I think it's called.
Yeah, you're right.
So you have to fight all of these zombies coming into this gym. This is a set piece. This is gameplay that you can experience. Just because you saw something of the story and oh my God, it ruined it. It doesn't take away from the things that you're going to experience, the hard work that they actually put into the game that you have to get through. Like, there's one thing to say, oh, Mario saved the princess, but from start to finish, there's things that Mario has to do to get there. There's so much more to a game. I hear so many people talking about, they ruined the game for you. They didn't ruin it. You hadn't played it. There's so many more things that's going to happen before you even get to that point that you should appreciate. And just going back to the puffer, because I thought about this. I've been thinking about this clearly. There's another part where you got to fight another puffer, but now you're in a more enclosed environment, and it's intense. And you're running, you gotta like stick and move, and there's other zombies coming, whatever they're called in the game. There's other zombies coming in, and you gotta fight this thing, and you gotta try to survive. That ain't got nothing. You can tell me part of the story. I'm not even worried about that right there. I'm trying to just focus on the game that I'm playing, and I'm trying to experience it because they gave you something that's tangible that you can experience. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, the story, yada yada yada, whatever. That's cool. We're going to experience the story, but it's all about all of it together. Gameplay, story, the experience, how they got to where they are. The game is going to be going back and forth. I can tell from some of the trailers, it's going to be going back and forth between the first game, things that happen in between. So it's so much more than that one little spot that people are so focused on. And, people want to make their negative YouTube videos and stuff like that. It's like, dude, chill. You're going to play the game. You're going to enjoy it. So just chill. Stop all that crap. You're just trying to get views, man. Chill out.
My thing is this. A lot of the stuff that they fussing about that's been supposedly leaked and ruined about the whole plot and theme of the movie, of the game, Sony did that at their press conference. What was the one where they took you out way out there and it flopped, kind of where you see, what's the protagonist's name, the girl name? What's her name? Ellie.
Ellie?
Yeah, Ellie. When Ellie kisses the other girl, like all this was let out the bag, like her sexual orientation. You knew where this game was going then. So outside of a few, well, go ahead.
No, I just want to cut in real quick. No, you found that out in the DLC of the first game years ago.
True. You're right. So my point is, none of the stuff that the leak supposedly revealed was obscure, was hidden. Like, we already knew her sexual orientation. We already knew where they was finna go. Like, everything in this season has been around it. You go watch a lot of the latest movies. They are playing to that. They're kind of leaning towards the social justice warrior type stuff. And of course, you saw that was going to be in this game. So to me, that was no brainer. Now I didn't. So when I was listening to somebody talking, like, bro, we already knew that stuff, and who cares? That's been a part of her story development since the first game. And like what you said, Keith, we already knew this, and if you didn't know it, you definitely knew it because Sony made it known. 2 years ago? You could not know that. So other than telling you the end of the game, and I don't know, like I said, I ain't seen the leaks, so I don't really know what was all in there. What did they ruin? I'm wrong. He said, Level, you are wrong. I read the leaks. Like I said, I don't know, but I said I haven't read the leaks. So I said, what else? I mean, I saw people fussing about her sexual orientation and all. I was like, we already knew that. That's not a leak to me. So outside of the storyline, which, like I agree with Keith, sometimes it's not that the fact that you know the storyline, it's experiencing the storyline for yourself that's beautiful. Not now some things you don't want to discover. I agree with that, but I mean it's sometimes the trailer lets you know certain plot pieces and stuff like that before you ever play the game. So I mean, yeah, I can understand people not wanting to know the end and wanting to be surprised, and I'm with that, and I agree that, you know, people should be upset with these leakers if they ruin aspects. But at the same time, like you said, Keith, the game, you can still play it and have your own experience as well in the game and create other moments. And there's not every aspect of the game has been, I guess, revealed. But what do y'all think of? Well, let me get D2K thoughts on it before I ask the second part. Then we can move on to Streets of Rage. What's your thoughts on it, D2K?
You remember the conversation that we had when we were talking about the Marvel Cinematic Universe? We were talking about how the Incredible Hulk, they basically kind of made him go out like a punk.
Yeah.
In Endgame, and how, you know, he just got dog walked by Thanos in Infinity War. He didn't get no payback whatsoever. Imagine if you had a scene where he was about to go ahead and kill Thanos, and all of a sudden, Captain Marvel just kicks him out of the way. He's like, "Get out of the way!" And she kills Thanos with one shot by himself. I think that's kind of based off of what I've heard of these leaks.
Yeah.
The feeling of what people are saying is that, you know, it's not even about the whole alphabet stuff. You know, it's people already, like you said, we already knew about the alphabet soup. So it's not about that. It's basically about
alphabet soup.
It's basically about the fact that you show such a lack of respect for one of the protagonists in the game.
Yeah.
To where people say, well, if you don't respect the protagonist, then I don't need to respect this game either. Because there was no reason for him to go that direction with the character. There's nothing wrong with killing a character that's a beloved character, because it has to happen. People are going to die. But there's ways of doing it to where it makes sense and where it actually honors that character and actually progresses the storyline to where the person. Yeah.
Let me send a shout out to Tiger King. The Tiger. Go ahead, man. I apologize. Go ahead.
To where the person that's carrying on after the protagonist has something to. They have something to look to. They can say, you know, this person gave their life for me. I'm going to, you know, stand up for them. I'm going to, you know, do them proud. You know, that type of thing. And you don't really have any room for anything like that in this here, based off of what I've heard from the leaks, because it was such a it was unnecessary for them to go that way in order to fill out blue check marks.
Yeah,
and I think that more than anything else. Not saying that other things don't upset people too, but I think that more than anything else is what really made people say, "Okay, that's a bridge too far."
Right.
Because people saw the trailer at E3, and people.
We all got upset. We all was like, "Man, there ain't nobody in here for that." You know what I'm saying?
But people said, "I'm still buying it day one." Though.
Right.
You know,
but that's my point, D2. That's my point. Like, go ahead.
But you know, when you start doing, you know, it's one thing to say, well, we have things we want to do, we have statements we want to say. Okay, fine, but when you are so heavy-handed with it, when you beat somebody over the head with it, then that's when you start to push people away. And that's something that is only going to hurt you. It doesn't help whatever cause you're trying to push, and it doesn't help you financially because people are not going to buy the game. And this is my thing. I think that they did this on purpose. I don't think that it was some disgruntled worker that leaked this information. I don't think it was hackers. I think that they did this themselves so they can get out in front of this so that people would not go and buy the game cold and discover all this at the time.
Okay.
So when now people have a chance to sit down and let it marinate for a while, and then by the time the game comes out on the 19th, they can be like, I think I'll go ahead and grab it. Might as well. I mean, I enjoyed the last one. You know, I mean,
he paused so long. Like,
right?
Did he go out? Like, did 2K stop? Did his mic go out? But yeah, no. So I mean, I don't know. I think part of me that could be possible. The other part of me, I believe that there might have been some for real tension in the development studio with what was going on behind the scene between those who are pushing for these storylines and for these elements to be kind of force fed into the game and onto the player. And like I said, I saw it when Sony was so strong in making that point at the E3 2 years ago that it literally deflated the whole whole presentation deflated because of that scene, and they were so intentional about making sure that part was distinct and stood out. And then to hear about I heard about where the game going. I ain't read it, but I watched enough videos of other folks talking about it because I didn't want to hear the storyline. But what they're doing with Ellie, the character, and what they're trying to push with her as a character, and I won't go into that if you don't want to know that, which doesn't ruin the story. It just kind of gives you an idea of what the story is going to be trying to tell with this character. No, I don't like that. I think it's overbearing. I think it's too much. I think it's pushy, which right now the society, what's going on in the world, is that agenda is very much in full force. And guess what, folks? It ain't gonna stop no time soon. It's not gonna stop. They force feeding this to you, and it ain't even for us 40 and 30 and up. They try to get your kids. They try to get young folks to accept a lot of this stuff and be okay and casual and comfortable. That's what it's about. So they using games, they using cartoons, they using anything to push that narrative. And I want to believe that it got so uncomfortable that, you know, developers that didn't like it felt like it was overboard. It was too direct, you know, kind of push back because maybe stuff like this may start happening other places where, like I said, you can do whatever you want to. If they want to make Ellie like girls and all that stuff, that's fine. But there's a way to tell a story without all the agenda stuff, and, you know, like so. But I think
they already, like you said, they already established that in the DLC for the game. So like, okay, thank you, we know. Let's move on to other things.
Let's move on. Like yeah. So, and I think people on both sides of the equation, however you feel, can agree that okay, if that's what you want to do, we have accepted that. Like Keith brought up, we already accepted this about her. So that's no qualm with nobody. That ain't gonna stop me from playing the game. You know, I might not want to, you know, I might just skip through those type of scenes that's depicting that stuff. Because, you know, I feel like sometimes it is unbalanced and unfair what they try to force onto you. But at the same time, I think it is the extra stuff that they're doing and, you know, the unrealistic, like she fighting people that, you know, she shouldn't even stand a chance against. Yeah, I think they're going a little, but it's a video game. Mario jumping over.
Exactly.
So stop, people. We do a whole bunch of stuff that don't make no sense in a video game. That's why it's called a video game. It's escapism. Escape. Let Ellie help you escape and beat some 300-pound men up with this girl that only weighed 120 pounds and whoop them, break their arm. That's what it's about. So anyway, I don't think it's a huge deal. I think people just I think people just love to. I mean, it is a problem. Don't get me wrong. It's becoming a problem. that people don't want to talk about, and you get in trouble. You get in a lot of minutia, and you get in a lot of situations by trying to talk truth to this type of stuff. So we won't go there because we don't want to get in trouble on our cast. But I think it is something that we need to talk about, but we don't have to act like we so upset because we really not. And let's stop. You know, this stuff has been the case.
At the end of the day, you are a consumer. You buy the games that you want to buy. You
right.
Play the games that you want to play. And there should be something for everybody. And, you know, all I say is that just, you know, let the artists create the games they want to create. And,
right.
You know, don't try to force what you want into someone else's creation.
Right.
You know.
And speaking of, I was gonna make a good transition off of that. Go ahead.
Wait. Before you make the transition, I want to have a final thought on this.
Okay.
These things exist, people. Video games, no matter how obscure they are, no matter like you want to say Mario's jumping on mushrooms, Sonic going Sonic speed or whatever, there's a sense of realism that you appreciate and that you can attach to, and that's the reason why it keeps you moving forward. I don't care what game it is, I don't care how crazy it is, there's always a sense of realism. This exists. I mean, it is what it is, and to, you know, everybody wants representation. I know we were talking about like, yo, we want more black protagonists.
Right.
You know, I want to see a black protagonist. Then they're taking, oh, he's actually Hispanic and such and such. He just has dark skin, or you know, he's from Egypt in the Assassin's Creed game, but you know, he's kind of not really black, and it's like. You're getting close, but you're not. But it doesn't. It really doesn't matter at the end of the day. You got to take care of you, your household, and your family, and you got to do that. But this is just a form of entertainment. Mm-hmm. Just leave it where it is. Pick it up when you're ready to pick it up, and put it back down. And that's it.
Right. And I go with D2K. It's your money. If you don't want to buy it, you don't want to support it, don't buy it. I mean, I know you might feel wrong and jaded that a game that you following, but dude, that's how you speak to power. Don't buy their stuff. So if you don't feel like supporting what they doing with The Last of Us 2, guess what? Go buy something else. And that's how you speak. Because they ain't stuff.
Just think about what happened with Nerds of Clay or Turds of Prey or whatever they call that Harley Quinn movie.
I like that too.
With that movie and Sonic, you know, the Harley Quinn movie tanked the box office because it was heavy-handed with that agenda stuff, and Sonic was the exact opposite, where they gave you something that you didn't want, where people spoke out about it and said, okay, we don't want this, and they gave us what we should have gave us in the first place, and the movie did great.
Right.
So, you know, you already have a template for this. And, like, look, the main of the game of business is to make money. It's not about to make statements.
Mm-hmm.
Statements don't pay the light bill. Money does.
And they want their money.
Yeah, so moving on to the next topic, Streets of Rage 4. Let me do this real quick. I want to play this. Let's see. Can y'all hear this?
I can't hear anything. I hear it on the podcast.
Okay. Yes, that's what we're about to talk about. So Streets of Rage 4 is back, man, and Streets of Rage is back with Streets of Rage 4. This side scroller throwback, reminiscent, taking us back to the old days, and I'm enjoying this game, man. And it's a lot I want to say about Streets of Rage 4, but I want to see who's played it here first. D2K, have you played it yet or got a chance to play it?
No, I actually have not gotten a chance to play it. I'm contemplating whether or not I want to download it because I just got, like I said earlier, it's got too many games out there right now. I don't know. I'm probably going to wind up getting it. Because I never played the Streets of Rage games. To be quite honest with you, I've never played a single Streets of Rage game.
I was about to get into this. Okay, so and I'm Richard. Video game heard. It's the sequel we deserve. It is absolutely flames. Now, I'm gonna be honest. T2K kind of just took it right out of my mouth. When I was younger, I was not a Streets of Rage guy. I had played it, the original Streets of Rage and Streets of Rage 2, on a couple of friends who had a Genesis. I played it over their house, maybe in the 30 hour setting, and it was cool. I liked it, but I was a Double Dragon guy. I'm gonna be honest. I was a Double Dragon guy. I liked Turtles in Time, and Streets of Rage was cool. It wasn't. I didn't have the relationship with it that she said kick D2K off the podcast. So I don't have the nostalgia that most I see are having with Streets of Rage. But I'm a beat 'em up guy. That my draw to Streets of Rage 4 wasn't because I was so caught up in Streets of Rage back in the day. I wasn't. I was, like I said, I was a Nintendo guy. There was Genesis. I was pro Nintendo. Everything Nintendo was what I loved. And if it was on Genesis, I by default so had to hate it. And even though I did like what I was playing, it was on Genesis. So I'm going to go back to Nintendo and I'm going to play Double Dragon and all that stuff that was over there, which I still believe that Super Nintendo Double Dragon was in many ways, I feel like I enjoyed that more than I enjoyed Streets of Rage on the Genesis. So, but like I said, I am a beat 'em up guy. I know y'all know on the cast, because this is all I've been talking about for the last month or two. Like, I can't wait till the Streets of Rage come out. That's the type of game I'm looking for right now. Something I can just jump in, not think, just punch and kick and throw and feel overpowered and doing too much and having a blast with it. And this game absolutely scratches all those itches. This game, she said she's unsubbing. All right, video gamer, don't unsub because so let me get it. So this game to me is it's amazing. It's a dope game. I mean, from the visuals to the smoothness in the combat, to the character design, to the just everything about this game, man, is like, wow, this is what I want. This is the itch that I couldn't scratch with everything else. And I'm hoping, and we can get into this in a second, I'm hoping that this is the beginning of more of those old school beat 'em up games coming back. I'm not gonna lie, I was not a Streets of Rage guy. I like Streets of Rage, but I was a Double Dragon guy. I was a Ninja Turtles guy. That was me. I was a Final Fight guy. That's what I was. I was not. Streets of Rage was cool. It wasn't, but I know a lot of people have a whole different relationship with it. But so throwing it over to you, Keith. What about this game impresses you, man? Because there's a lot that impresses me. Go ahead.
I forgot about Final Fight, and you brought that up.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me try to make this entertaining. So I'm playing this game, right? As a kid, playing Streets of Rage, Final Fight, all these type of games, and I'm like getting my butt kicked, handed to me. You know what I'm saying? You might make it to the second or third stage, and you playing it, and you getting mad because you're getting your butt kicked. Fast forward, 2020, I'm playing Streets of Rage 4. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking like, yo, I'm finna get in. I'm older. I'm more seasoned. You know what I'm saying? I'm finna get in here and start beating up some stuff. No, I'm still getting my butt kicked.
It's hard, bro. This is a hard game.
I'm still getting thrashed. The game is difficult. And you can play it on easy, but I mean, who wants to do that? It's fun. I think I made it to before I really just stopped playing it, but I hadn't played it in a while. The police chief, I think it is.
Oh, you made it to the second. I think the second. Yeah, the second stage.
Yeah, he beat the brakes off me.
That break ain't no joke.
because he did this little thing where he punched down and then he did it again. I was like, I wasn't ready for that.
Right.
But
he charges up, D2 Keith. He charges up.
Yeah.
You can't do nothing to him, man. He grabs that arm, he starts rotating it and powering it up.
Right.
Like, he flex on you, and he grabs you, he slam you on the wall. So yeah, go ahead.
Nothing with him. You can't do nothing with him. But of course, people have already passed it. And one of the cool things about it is you can play online. You can play with randos, so that's a plus. But graphically, it's I don't know who said it, but in our chat, graphically, it's what we thought it always looked like. Like what the developers always wanted it to look like.
DK said that.
Okay. I'm impressed. I'm impressed with this game. Like you said, I want to see more remakes, remasters, whatever. I've been talking about Resident Evil this whole podcast. Like, I'm with it for all of those games to come back full effect, showing the true vision or the full vision that they had back then. So I'm with this. I really like this game.
D2K.
I was a double, not a Double Dragon. I was a Final Fight guy. Turtles. There's some other Renegade on the NES.
I'm laughing at what Nia said. She said Streets of Rage 4 is one of the few games that uses Switch's invite system. Like, that's crazy. Go ahead, though. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm definitely a beat 'em up guy. I love playing beat 'em up. Fighting Force. Remember that game?
Mm-hmm.
I remember playing it on PlayStation. Even it was on the N64 as well. I've always loved beat 'em ups. I've always loved games where, and obviously, the X-Men beat 'em up, the arcade version, stuff like that. So I was excited when I heard Punisher. Yep.
Yeah.
I was excited to hear about this coming out there. And I hope that we do get more games like this, because there's so many different games that have not been beat 'em ups that could be made into beat 'em ups.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, we like to see reboots of or sequels of certain games. I like to see another Final Fight. I like to see another Turtles beat. I mean, they tried Turtles beat 'em up games, but they haven't really done them right.
No, they didn't put no real heart into it, and it always falls on its face. But this one is. You could tell the people who made this game love Streets of Rage. Go ahead, though.
Right. And that's what you have to do. You have to get people who are fans of the franchise, because they'll have that heart and they'll respect the material, and they'll give you a game that resembles what we played back in the day. And that's what they really need to do. Well, a lot of these companies, go find people that are actually fans of the series and say, hey, would you like to remake this? And if they do that, I think they can bring back a lot of beat 'em ups and bring in a lot of brand new ones as well. And that's a genre that definitely needs to come back, because we're too heavy-handed with shooters and RPGs and the survival horror, and it's just too much of the same. Beat 'em ups are definitely something that need to come back, because, like you say, it's a game that anybody can pick up and play. You don't have to have any skill. If you know how to push a button, you know how to play it, and that's been missing. And we need to have more games like that, because those are games that you can play with the whole family.
It's the ultimate party game.
Exactly. Right. It's a party game where people don't have to learn how to play.
So my brother came over, man. I was like, my younger brother came over, and he was sitting there. This one that swore he wasn't gonna buy a Switch because of his Wii U experience. So I was like, man, I got something I need you to play. I need you to see. So I had my Switch down here in my man cave. So I went, came down here, got it out the other dock I got, took it upstairs to the TV, put it in, turned on Streets of Rage 4. Now he just came over he just came over for a second. Dude was here for like 3 hours. He came back the next day like, bro, when we gonna get back on that Streets of Rage? Cause we made it to the final boss, we just couldn't beat him. We didn't beat her. Well, I won't ruin it. We didn't beat the end bosses, the antagonists. We didn't beat them. But he came back the next day, like, bro, when we gonna get back on that game? That game was fire. We went fishing, and he was like, bro, that game was fire. I'm coming back tomorrow. It's like to me, this is the type of nostalgia I'm looking for right now. I know Nintendo tries to give us a nostalgia with Mario, but we get Mario so much, it's really not nostalgic to me anymore because it's always in our face, all types of Marios. I'm looking for this type of stuff. Like I've been telling y'all, I think Nintendo should bring back Kung Fu. I've been telling y'all this for a while.
Yeah. Yes.
I'm like, it's games like this, what I'm thinking about that could happen. Like, they can catch fire. Like, I think Streets of Rage is going to make everybody that, like what you was talking about, D2K, when you saying they brought back Ninja Turtles, but they didn't do it right because, first of all, they didn't do it right because they didn't really think it's an audience for that. That's why they didn't do it right. Because they don't believe it's an audience there that's going to really give them the money to pour in the investment to make the game right. They never done it right. I remember that one time they came out with Ninja Turtles, and you can only use one character. It wasn't 4 players, it was only 1 player, and you pick between each turtle. I'm like, no, we want a 4-player side-scrolling beat 'em up. That's all we want. Just make it look good like today, but use the same foundation and physics and all the stuff from back in the day. Just make it look clean and modern. And that's exactly what they did with this game. They took everything that we loved about beat 'em ups from the 80s and the 90s, and they put a visual aesthetic for 2020, and it looks like what we expect the game to look like today. Anime look like a comic book, brought to life like a cartoon, and it's the perfect storm. And dude, I can't get enough of it. Like, I know I've been on this stage 5 times, but I'm going through this stage another time again, and my daughter loves it. And it's like, dude, if they do Ninja Turtles like this, this is why to me Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time is my favorite beat 'em up game. The arcade version is my favorite beat 'em up. Then second to that is Double Dragon Revenge. And then I'll probably get into a Final Fantasy, then Streets of Rage. Streets of Rage is in my top 5. Go ahead.
What about the original Turtles arcade?
I like the original Turtles arcade too, but Turtles in Time just did something for me, man. Like, they can flip and all that. It's just so much character there. The original had a lot of character too. I love Bebop and Rocksteady in the original as well. But just bring that. When you walked in the arcade, you felt like the people who made Turtles, the original Turtles in Time, loved the Ninja Turtles. They had an affinity for the Ninja Turtle, and they brought the cartoon to the video game, and it worked. It was just, man, when we got to Rocksteady, he shoot that gun and he drilled. I never forget that stuff was drilled in my head. I'm all into that. So bring that back. I sound like a kid up in here. Bring that back. I do. I sound like a 40-year-old kid sitting up here. Them tunes is singed and burnt into my memory, man. Bring that back. Put this visual quality to it. Give us 4-player side-scroller and do it with Ninja Turtles. Give us Double Dragon the right way. Not the crap they did where they made Double Dragon, but they kept it in the pixelated old school. No. Do it right. Build it up to this game. To me, I hope is bought by a whole bunch of people that it forces them never played the Turtles game, said, oh, Neil, you are fired. You talk about me. At least I played Streets of Rage. I didn't own it, but I played it. You were missing out if you never played Ninja Turtles. That's why I said I would never say Streets of Rage is the best beat 'em up. I can name too many beat 'em ups that I think put it on that was done it better than Streets of Rage. But Streets of Rage was a great beat 'em up though. It was a good beat 'em up. I was kind of biased, but even now I would say Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Turtle in Time is one of the best beat 'em ups ever made. I believe Final Fantasy, not Final Fantasy, but Final Fight is another dope beat 'em up. But Streets of Rage is dope. But to me, this is probably right now, and I might be a prisoner of the moment. This might be my favorite beat 'em up. and it's just perfect. It's the perfect storm of what a beat 'em up supposed to be. It reminds me of what we played D2K in the arcades. It reminds me of the Punishers. It reminds me of the Golden Axes. It remind me of that them games that you just pump quarter in after quarter after quarter and just go at it. And I feel like that's what is missing. Those type of turn your brain off. You don't have to think. You don't have to figure nothing out. Just push this button as fast as you can push it. And another thing I like about this game is the combination system. Like how it's built up. It's built around learning how to string combinations together. Like keeping your juggles, keeping them in the air. Like when you punching them and you using your specials, your defensive specials, you can literally jump in the air and grab folks. You can grab weapons. It's just a cleverly thought out game, man. And the system is like if you successfully string together a combo, you could gain energy back that you use when you're using your special. You can get that energy back if you keep a juggle going right. I feel like it's very well versed. You got a plethora of characters ranging from different racial backgrounds, black, white, and everything in between is represented in this game. The storyline is cool. It ain't nothing great. It ain't nothing meant to be taken serious, but it's there if you want a storyline. It take a while to get through it. It's not a quick. You finna blast through this in 30 minutes. Like Keith said, it's hard. On normal, it's hard. I couldn't even get past the second stage like you, Keith. I was stuck on the second stage for a minute. So This is, to me, I hope the beginning of a return to that 90s experience that a lot of these kids know nothing about. I bet you they playing Streets of Rage 4 like, man, I didn't know something as simple as walking to the right and push and punch would be so fun. And it's like, bro, that's why we all still gaming. It ain't the stuff that we playing now ain't why we gaming. It's the stuff we played then that kept us as gamers. So, man, I'm going up there to play as soon as we get off here. That's how much I'm loving this game. And me and my daughter been bugging me about, are we gonna play? So I mean, I'm enjoying this game. I'm all in on this game. Like I said, the visuals. I mean, Blaze looks amazing. What is his name? Alex looks amazing. Is it Alex? How you say Axel? Axel looks amazing. Axel, yeah. And Floyd, like the person I like using is Floyd. Like he the black dude. He got the yellow shirt on. Dude just do you dirty, bro. He do some dirty moves on you, bro. He dope. And not Floyd, but what's his name? Cherry's dad. What's Cherry's dad name? If I can't think of his name right now. I said Floyd. Floyd's the other dude with the bionic arms. He looked like Jack from Axel. It ain't Axel. What's the black guy's name? You said I thought Axel is the main.
I thought Axel was the black guy.
Is it Axel? Okay, so I was right. So, what's the main dude, the white guy? What's his name? We talking.
Got Blaze, Axel. Shoot, I'm trying to get it without pulling it up.
Yeah, I am too. I might just go ahead and pull it up.
Crap.
I thought Axel was the white guy.
He might. Well.
And then the black guy, Cherry's dad. I can't think of his name because he the fifth character.
You're right. It is Axel.
Okay, so I know. So I don't know the dude I like name right now, but I like him. Just know that. So Floyd is the dude with the big arms. He got the mechanical bionic arms. He all right. I mean, he replacing Max. That's basically who he replacing. But
I haven't played with him yet.
Yeah, he all right, man. I got to be in the mood. But Cherry is dope. She got the guitar. She's short. She fast. She the only one that can actually sprint in the game and literally run and stuff. But she also weak. And that's what I like about it. Each character brings something different to the game, and they all got weaknesses. Like if she get hit, she take more damage than other people. What did she say? Adam is the black guy. Y'all killing me. Thank you, Neil. Adam is who I like. Axel. They probably should have called Axel Adam and gave Adam Axel's name. Anyway, so this game is great. If you got 20, I caught it on sale. It was even cheaper than what it probably costs now. If you got $24.99, if you got a PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, PC, or wherever you can play it, go get this game, man. Nia, stop crying, laughing at us, man. We don't know all these characters' names. We wasn't Streets of Rage players. I was a Ninja Turtles guy. I knew Leonardo, Raphael, Donatello, and Michelangelo. I didn't know all these characters' names. I just know I like the music. Anyway, so this game is good. Definitely worth your bucks. And she's keep noticing should have called him Andre. I agree with you, Keith. I agree with you, Keith. You could have said that on the air, but I read it down there. So, but yeah, this is my game. This game, this is probably my favorite game of the year so far. I'm gonna be honest. It's my favorite game of the year. This game could be my game of the year, depending on what comes later on in the year. This is up there right now for me. And I know it's simple. It's a classic. It ain't much, but it's everything I want. And that's the thing. This is everything I want. I want these type of games, and I want them at this quality. And I'm hoping that this is the beginning of more of this type of stuff coming, that these developers and these studios see there is a group, like when Nintendo released the old NES classics, them little small mini systems. Then they did it, and they didn't think they didn't think people were gonna buy it, and everybody rushed out there to buy it. I hope that trend, this starts a trend, and we start seeing like Double Dragon get done right, Ninja Turtles get done right, Final Fantasy, Capcom bring that back and do it right, like they did. Mega Man finally did it right. You know what I'm saying? And it did well. And because I believe a lot of them old games, there's room for them games today. Everybody ain't looking to play a first-person shooter. Everybody ain't trying to play Madden. Everybody ain't trying to play some drawn-out game like Witcher, where you got to invest a whole bunch of time. Sometimes I just want to pick up, smash somebody in the face, and tell them to get back over there. And then 30 minutes later, I'm putting it back and I'm snoring. That's what I'm looking for right now. And so,
you know who should be leading the charge with this?
Huh?
You know who should be leading the charge with this?
Nintendo.
Sega.
Sega
should be leading the charge. I think they was like the king.
If it ain't Nintendo, it's Sega. If it ain't Nintendo, you're definitely right.
Well, I would say Nintendo simply because you have the perfect console for this type of game.
Right. That's another thing, D2K. The Nintendo version doesn't drop off from the other version. That's another good thing about this game too. I didn't feel like I made a bad choice because I bought the Nintendo version. Because I was kind of torn. Like, is the lighting gonna be worse? Is it? No, it basically holds up equally across the board.
No, not a game like this. This game is not taxing at all. For any
Switch. Sometimes you don't know, man. Switch. I know on what's that? The basketball game that
NBA.
NBA
Playgrounds. Whatever.
Playground. It was a noticeable difference. You wouldn't think, but it was a noticeable difference between what was on the Switch versus the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. So I was happy to see. So yeah, Sega or Nintendo will be, and they should team up and just do it together, man, to bring these things back, because there's an audience there for it. I'm there for it.
I will say this about Steam. You should look into Steam.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of indie games. I've actually posted one. It's actually on the Switch. I posted one in our group chat. You should take a look at it. I actually mentioned it on the podcast. It's a beat 'em up. I think you probably like it.
What's it called again?
The one that I posted is called I Am the Hero. Have you seen that?
I'm going to look it up. No, I didn't see that.
It's a side-scrolling beat 'em up. But it's kind of like an isometric kind of beat 'em up.
Uh-huh.
But it's actually pretty cool. But yeah, I don't know. I can't think of a lot of them, but like I think Steam has a lot of those type of games in it. Those
sure what it's called? I can't.
I Am the Hero.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now.
It's not coming up in the search for the.
Well, your search sucks. No, I'm just playing.
Oh, okay.
No, I put it in our group chat. You can probably just click on the link.
I'm looking at it now. It got a real cart, like a Nintendo, like a Nickelodeon cartoon, like animation to it. So you say it's good. It look like Beautiful Joe.
Yeah, it do got the Beautiful Joe type of style to it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna check it out when I get upstairs. So you said that's on Steam, or is that on Nintendo or?
It's on Switch. It's on Switch.
Yeah, I'm gonna look into it. All right, but no, man, I'm stoked for this game, man, and I pray and hope and pray that some of these other developers use this as a inspiration to be like, man, if they can do it with Streets of Rage, we can definitely do it with the game. Because I believe, like I said, Streets of Rage is dope. It's one of the best beat 'em ups ever, but it ain't the best beat 'em up, and I don't think it's the most. Just imagine them taking Ninja Turtles and doing the same thing. I think that'll melt the internet. I mean, that'll melt. People will be in line for that because people just love Ninja Turtles, and I think if they do a beat 'em up, and especially if they let you play 4-player and over online instead of and that's one thing I don't like about this is you only could do 2 players online, where the game is actually a 4-player game. You only could do 2 players online, so you and another person. I wish they made it 4 players over online. Like if 4 people want to come up and they want to go through this game together, they can. Now I would say it wasn't a great experience on the Switch. I will say that it was. Nintendo need to get their act together with their online service, but it was a little laggy and slow and things like that. But even playing Street Fighter 5 on the PlayStation 4. It lagged as well. So I mean, I don't want to throw Nintendo under the bus, but they need to do better. Anyway, so great game. Go get it, and support this game so we can get more of this type of stuff. So these kids can know what a full experience of gaming is instead of all this shooting and what it mean why we ain't killing people because our punching wasn't real. Y'all shooting up folks in the head, and then now y'all outside in the streets. Let me stop for y'all think I'm saying the game's calling folks be killers. So anyway, but with that being said, any final thoughts before we get out of here?
I'd just like to say that one of the things that have been missing.
Nobody checks for the turtles. Nia is on one today.
One of the things that is missing is that we haven't had a boxing game since 2011.
Yeah.
And a lot of that had to do with the popularity, the explosion of the UFC. But I will say this, that Fight Night Champion graphically holds up very well.
Yeah. You saw that video I put up there?
I just got through playing it not too long ago. I mean, this game is not even Xbox One X enhanced, yet it still holds its own with the games that are on my Xbox. That's how good it still looks.
Mm-hmm.
So they definitely, that they kind of future-proof that game, visual wise. And I just wish that if they're not going to make another Fight Night game, at least make some DLC with some new fighters. So you add some new fighters into it and reopen the servers so people can fight against each other or whatever. Just give us something because it's been too long. I mean, 9 years is too long for us not to have a boxing game. Boxing is popular again. It's hot again. Now is the time to come back. I mean, even right now, you got some people that want to pay Mike Tyson $20 million for a bare knuckle fight in this bare knuckle fight club, wherever they call it.
I saw that.
Yeah, and I'm like,
you want a real fight?
Yeah, real fight, bro.
Have you not seen Tyson lately?
I know. I don't think they want to see Mike Tyson right now. Not after that footage I saw him.
No.
That brother still got that speed.
he that's not a good idea.
No, not very nothing.
I mean, for him, I mean, he gonna get paid. He's going to get paid, but
you might get a concussion.
Let me ask this though. Well, go ahead and finish your thought, teacher. I don't want to ask.
No, that's all I would say.
What was I was finna say? The reason I threw it back at you because I lost my thought. Anyway, so let me go ahead and keep talking. Let me get my thought back. That I remember.
If somebody made a comment saying he could probably make that money anyway if he actually just fought a regular fight. Well, go ahead.
Yeah.
Speaking on what you were saying with Fight Night, I believe another thing, and this is why Streets of Rage 4 is such a good thing to me right now, And because I think we have gotten too serious, too realistic. Everything got to be realistic, serious. And I'm like, sometimes I don't want realism. Sometimes I want fake. Sometimes I want over the top. Sometimes I want to know that what I'm doing ain't real. Even though what we're doing in these games ain't real, period. But sometimes I don't want the realism. I want, like everybody fussing about WWE canceling their game, 2K canceling that game, and then they bring in this other game that's kind of reminiscent of All-Star. Is it All-Star Wrestling? But I'm gonna tell you the truth. WWE All-Stars. I love WWE All-Stars because it wasn't real and it was over the top and it was zany and but I was there for all that stuff because honestly I want that. That kind of reminds me of how gaming was back in the day. That's why we went to the arcade to get the over the top stuff, not the stuff that looked like what was actually happening on the screen, but the stuff that exaggerated what was happening on the screen, like
WWF WrestleFest and stuff like that.
Right, like the wrestling, like what they couldn't actually do on the screen, the game could do it. Because and like we know Undertaker wasn't really burying them folks, but in the game it felt like you was. So the WWF wrestling, WrestleMania arcade, Undertaker shooting out spirits and hit people with tombstones and Bam Bam set people on fire and, right, it's like
Doink the Clown hit people with hammers and stuff. So
right, so outside of the design of the characters on that this new wrestling game is, I don't know, I'm not all for the design look, but I want to see how it plays because I'll be there for all that. And that's why I'm like, EA and Nintendo are missing it because I feel like EA got the games that would just thrive in this season, in this time. Like all those big titles would kill right now. And Nintendo got all them titles, I believe, that they ain't touching that would kill right now. And Sega too. I think people are kind of just, after a while, you playing the same, it feel like you playing the same thing across the board. After a while, it's like, how many of these open world games can I play before it starts feeling like the other open world game? I think if whoever break first, and Streets of Rage 4 might be the beginning of something fresh in gaming. Whoever breaks back to the arcade fun, escapism, like whoever do that first is going to position themselves real well for the next few years because that's what people are going to look for.
I mean, I think it's kind of simple. You sitting here waiting on the next Zelda game and waiting on all these other games, dude. You got a lot of hungry developers out there, indie developers out there. It's like, yo, man, we would love to make one of those games from your old catalog, man. There's thunder in that. Like, we would love to make one of those old games. Like, dude, just like you said with EA, man. Listen, y'all don't have to work on y'all don't have to worry about Maddens, the FIFAs, anything like that. Here, we got some old games we want y'all to resurrect.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just bring those games back, put them on Game Pass, make them cheap, $20 here and there. Right. You know what I'm saying? Just keep feeding the people. Like everybody trying to get that next Call of Duty. Like everybody not going to get that next Call of Duty. You got to start small, even if you are a big company.
And
you still got to.
A lot of folks spending $20 add up. Like Nintendo, there's no reason why Mario Strikers shouldn't be okay. Yeah. You ain't gonna do a grand release, but dude, take the people that made Splatoon, give them Mario Strikers. Say, look, put that Splatoon aesthetic on there, give it that look, and do this and put it out there. I guarantee. I'm telling you, man, people. At least that's how I feel. And that's why I'm not into gaming. It's too much of the same stuff and everything too serious. And I'm like, I don't want to be serious right now. I don't.
Give me a Power Stone 3.
Yeah.
I mean, that's something that there's no excuse for that game not coming back.
Who was that, Capcom?
Yeah, that's Capcom.
Yeah.
Give me something like that.
Could you imagine, and I don't know if EA could do it, they might have lost the rights to the engine that's on that game. Could you imagine EA doing a remaster of Def Jam Vendetta and Def Jam Fight for New York and putting it up? Do you know, like right now with WWE can't put their game out? I felt like this game was better than W because it was fictional characters And you had to learn, and it was over the top. They done everything that All Stars Wrestling done. Jeff Jam Vendetta done it, but done it better. And the storyline was dope. The antagonist was dope. The whole thing about that game was dope. And here you are, these people want wrestling, and you leaving WWE, the only wrestling game you can get. Right now, if they was like, man, if they could, I don't know if they can, I don't know if they got rights to that system. If they can just go back and say, we're going to give you Def Jam Vendetta, Def Jam Fight for New York, we're going to redo the graphics, and we're going to put it out there dude, I'll give them 79 for that. All day. For both them games in a bundle, yes, I'll give them 79 for them two titles. I don't know if they can get that engine from AKI. I don't know if they can. No, Def Jam Vendetta was EA, but it was EA big, but it was the engine was the old WrestleMania that was on the NES, on N64, and it was that same engine that was them old that was some of the best wrestling games was used in Def Jam Vendetta, but Def Jam Vendetta was an EA game, EA big.
Right, EA was the producer, but the actual developer was still AKI Asmik.
But the title belonged to EA, so that's all I was saying. Right. So EA owns the rights to that title. So I don't know if they can. You think they can, or would they have to get AKI approval?
I mean, they don't have to get. They can make the same. They can get the same engine. I mean, they don't have to. They can or because the engine that they have in the wrestling games today is very similar to that. It took them a while to get back around to it, but it's very similar to the AKI Asmik style engine in terms of where you can your four corner approach from news. You got light, and heavy. That's how the wrestling games are now on WWE. Okay. So they can mimic it pretty good. So they wouldn't have to actually go get that same engine if they,
But if they re-released those two games, would they have to get approval? Like, okay, you just took that game and just rechanged the graphical.
No. Def Jam Vendetta license that game belongs to EA.
That's what I was saying.
They can make another Def Jam if they want to. Now the problem is that the people in the game, that would be the problem.
Okay. Well, then see, like I said, no one. Well, they had to get approval from all them artists, but they had enough original characters in there that they might not even have to go back to the rappers and stuff. But Nia, I would say the middleware developers are the indie developers now. I think you have enough middleware developers amongst the indie developers that, like Keith was saying, hey, like Mania, say Sonic Mania. No one would have thought a Sonic game, drawing back to his roots, would do that good, but Sonic Mania did. Because why? Because that's what we wanted, and they gave it to a team of, I guess, indie developers who had a heart for it. So I do believe middleware developers are the indie developers now, and these companies like Nintendo, or especially third-party companies, should give some of their IPs to these companies. Like, look, man, we ain't got time to make it, but we'll pay you to make it, and let them make it. And because I think it's the middleware games, like you said, Nia. That's a perfect way of describing the middleware games is what's missing, man. You either got AAA or you got those indie titles. I don't like those indie titles that Nintendo love putting up. I don't want the overly pixelated. I want Streets of Rage 4 middleware. Give me that. Don't give me the super duper like I'm on the NES. I don't want that. If I want to play that game, I go back to the NES. Give me the new stuff, but give me middleware, but make it look right. So yeah, man, I'm all for that. Def Jam Vendetta is my game. Def Jam Fight for New York is my game. And shoot, I sit there and watch that on YouTube all night. Just watching people. I hate that I sold them games off, man. I still got my GameCube, and I got rid of them games. I hate to this day I got rid of them games because I still be playing that stuff. But anyway, we've been on here 2 hours.
Sounds like there's no such thing as an emulator.
Yeah, actually, I went to online and found the games and could have bought it, but they wanted too much for them. But you said an emulator, you had to hook me up with one or show me how to get on one. So, but anyway, okay. So, but anyway. Let's go ahead and get out of here. So I'm going to let y'all begin to sign out. I appreciate everyone that tuned in tonight. But I'm gonna let my boy Keith sign out. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it. Like you said, I appreciate everybody coming out. The comment session was lit. Got a chance to get up with these guys. We've been talking about doing this podcast all week. But I'm glad we finally got a chance to talk. We missed K-Bone, we missed Jedi Knight. But it was still great. Hopefully we'll get a chance to do it again soon. Hopefully we'll be talking about another indie game or a game from the past that came back out and it's like, yo, we here. We're lit. We out here. I'm trying to think there was something I wanted to say, but I can't even think of what it was, and I don't know if it was gaming related or not. But yeah, man, it was great.
All right, D2K, do you got anything to say? I know normally you don't, so if you still don't.
No.
Okay. All right. So.
Oh.
Go ahead.
What was that game that you were talking about that looked like Splatoon?
Oh, man, you put me on. Why you do me like that, D2? Why you do me like? What is that game? Splatoon. Let me go.
It's like a fighting.
Yeah, it looked dope. It had a beta up Splatoon lookalike.
What was that game? Somebody in the comment section, please help us out.
There you go. Nia, we got to get you on the cast because you be knowing what we don't know. Ninjala.
Man, keep your eye on that one.
That look good. It's free to play too.
I think it looks like Splatoon, but it's definitely a different philosophy. It's definitely different game, but
yes.
Keep your eye on that one.
Yeah, it's I think it's exclusive or a time. It's either a timed exclusive to Nintendo Switch or it's an actual exclusive. It's a free to play game, multiplayer game, and I don't even think you got to have Nintendo's online service to play it online. So Keith, we'll be able to get in on that when you don't have to go support Nintendo's trashy online. So
you know I'm not gonna do it.
So yeah, Ninjala. I downloaded the beta, but I missed the actual opportunity to play it by literally 30 minutes. It literally missed it. So
this game look kind of tight. I'm
it looks cool.
It
looks cool.
Yeah.
And watch the actual trailer for the storyline. That's pretty dope too. They can literally turn it into an animation if they wanted to, animated series like on Netflix or something. But anyway, thank y'all for tuning out. Nia, thank you for jumping in and keeping us honest in the live chat and letting us know what we don't know. It's always good to have you and Alex and the more informed gamers in here because we be forgetting stuff all the time. Counter to our age, not our heart. And all the rest that was in here nationwide. Is that Navion Wise TV? Navon Wise TV. Keith Norris was in here. What's up, Keith? Damien, Chariot Man, Tiger King. If y'all ain't seen that on Netflix, go watch it. Y'all missing some of y'all ain't watched Tiger King yet.
Is it really good? I've been over it.
Look, I skipped it and skipped it into. I heard too many people talking about y'all go upstairs. Daddy's on the podcast. Let me finish my podcast and y'all can bother me. Go on upstairs.
Hey, babies.
So I'm only letting them down here because I know we finna get off. Zach 565V3, welcome. Thank you for showing up. D2K, I thank you for hanging in there too. Also, anyway, thank y'all for tuning in. Yeah, Keith, go check out Tiger King. The first episode, y'all hear my babies, but we finna go anyway, so it don't matter now. The first episode is slow, but once you get past, if y'all don't get out there and go upstairs, go. So, yes, we are family men. Anyway, so the first episode is a little slow build up, but once you get past that first episode, man, the second and third, bro, you're gonna be hooked. I'm telling you, bro, you're gonna be there for the whole ride, and it's gonna be some crazy nuttery. I'll just say some straight up. When we get off the podcast, I go even more deeper nonsense, but it was fun to watch. So anyway, Thank y'all for tuning in. And this was the Live and Level Gamers podcast. Till next time, deuces. Peace.